Hello everyone. Hello, America, and welcome to the Dojo Live recap show. My name is Kim Lantis, and it's my pleasure to tell you all about what we had last week on Dojo Live. And here to help me do that is America Guerrero.
Here I am.
Here you are. Awesome. So, what is the recap show? The recap show is where we get to share about last week's show, a little bit of our opinions, and then, of course, introduce the upcoming shows that are going to be happening this week right here on Dojo Live. If you missed any of them, it's easy for you to go to the show, dojo.live. We did that on purpose, and to check out anything that you want to watch. There's the beauty. So last week, we actually had two really great shows. The first was with Marcus Siegel, CEO at Forever Games. And he talked about designing the future of the metaverse and really to answer the question of how can we build a metaverse we are proud of. And the second show of the week was with Ken Muir, CEO at Bukuship, really where the focus was building trust with e-commerce consumers and really how online retailers can create trust and increase brand loyalty. So let's start first with Marcus and Forever Games. What did you think there, America?
I think that the metaverse, I'm not an expert and maybe I'm going to be wrong, so don't judge me,
Are you a
viewers,
gamer
please.
or have a
Uh,
gamer in your life?
Yes, I do have a gamer in my life and I could be a gamer. Well, I am obsessed with this game that it's Sims. I love
Okay.
Sims. I don't know if you have heard about it, but it's
Of course.
basically this what's behind the metaverse about how a culture can be built by that, how can a different kind of mindset it could be built by that. For
Mm-hmm.
example, the Marcus, he shared that they build these games and those are like the traditional ones like bowling or what were the others, draft.
Oh, I think
Well,
there's lots, and I think what was upcoming. Oh gosh, I'm just having a brain fart myself.
darts, yes.
Darts, yes, and the one that we get to play in the backyard, which is cornhole. I think cornhole is our next release, which I was kind of
Uh,
excited about.
exactly. And you don't need to be a gamer if you want to play with that. He shared that his father, he was able to be intuitive by just playing with that and be connecting with people. So that's what the thing that I like the most, that you can
Yeah.
connect with everybody and it doesn't matter if you're an expert with technology, you can do that. You have that possibility.
Yeah, the beauty of connection, which I think also happened a couple weeks ago with our conversation with Last Game Board, right? But the idea that his father was able to play to bowl on the moon with his grandson all the way across the country, which was great. But to his question, or the idea of building a metaverse that we can all be proud of, I think was really cool. Where he's looking toward the future, right? 100 years from now, let's say. None of us are going to be here, but the metaverse will be. And so it's sort of
Hmm.
our responsibility as we're in the beginning phases to build one that's worth having, right? And I think what was exciting and really sort of revolutionary for me was the insight of it can be anything we want it to be, right? And I think it's a great opportunity for there to be more DEI elements, right? Diversity, equity, inclusion. Why not let everyone have a home in the universe, and where this is the space where literally your imagination is the limit. Why are we so stuck in trying to recreate reality in a metaverse, right?
Hmm.
And I thought that was very very interesting in his part and what they kind of push for. And to your point of community and connectivity, and just really that call to action of those who are right now building this thing out, to have that forethought and that long term thinking. And
Hmm.
really, I think a word that you used during the show was legacy. So
Hmm.
definitely worth watching. The second show was with Ken Muir, CEO of Buku Ship, building trust with e-commerce consumers. What did you think about that one?
They help brands. That's amazing. They help supporting those brands by establishing trust and brand loyalty. And I think that it's really interesting because he mentioned that yes, you can have a great product, but you need to give that trust to the market. You need to have a
Mm-hmm.
personality and also your team, the company. And he shared this example, the online influencers. In my case, sometimes I see on Instagram that there is this beautiful girl who is wearing a beautiful bikini and they want to sell, she is selling it and she's wearing it, and in that exact moment I'm like, I want it, but I really don't know what's behind that bikini. I really don't know like the brand, but I'm just focusing on her and her personality. And it's something that
Hmm.
is really interesting about how
Yeah.
the online retailers. Uh-huh.
But I think with to Bukuship and Ken's point, it was more of what happens after that, right? You have to have
Mhm.
something that's good and worth selling. You have to have the marketing, even if it's with an Instagrammer, like you mentioned. But
Mhm.
then what happens with the ordering process and specifically the shipping process? And what Bukuship allows is for this continuity, right? This
Mhm.
trust and this brand loyalty for this seamless experience where the shoppers are given transparency and what are their shipping options, how much is it going to cost, when can you expect for it to arrive. Really facilitating too with international shipping, which I think is revolutionary,
Mhm.
especially I'm an expat, right? I'm an American living in Mexico. And so that's convenient for me and maybe some brands out there that don't quite have that figured out yet or are afraid to figure that out, which we're missing out, right, on that trust and that loyalty to their own brand. And so really how that can be built. And I think one of the statistics that he showed was oh gosh, I can't remember the exact term, but
Uh-huh.
when somebody has their order in the cart and then they decide not to continue with that, and when you're able to give that proactivity and more options and reliable shipping options, you can actually reduce that
Mhm.
no thanks by I think about 30%. There is a technical name and I'm at a loss. It's
I don't
Monday, folks.
remember.
What can I say? But I think that's really interesting, right? A 30% increase in your sales that your shoppers who actually make it to the cart will follow through, right? Just because they're able to see the options that are available to them. And then this increased, I think, ability to follow through with that delivery is then just going to be compounded, right, with this sort of snowball effect of
Mhm.
wanting to return to you. And then, of course, how partners and just shippers can join along. And I really like the forethought of that, right? The proactivity, but also allowing companies to be more reactive if there is something unforeseen that happens. I think we talked about that, right? A snowstorm or a flat tire in a delivery truck or whatever that might impact that promise, and
Mhm.
being able to be alerted and react appropriately with your consumers. And so just that continuity, I think, is quite interesting in how technology, and that's a lot of data. So I'm really interested in the data they've got going on and their technology to sustain that. I think it's quite cool. But here we've got 2 minutes now because we're going to talk to you about this week's upcoming show. It's a full week here on Dojo Live with three shows. What are they, America?
Tomorrow, we're going to have an interview, and this is going to be the topic: Keeping Control, how AI and FinTech is putting music artists back in the driver's seat. And this interview is going to be with Peter Sinclair, CEO and founder at BeatBread. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have another interview. And this is going to be with Survey Rathor, CEO and co founder at Symbol AI. The topic is going to be the intersection of machine learning and human conversations. And Thursday, we're going to have another show that is going to be with Joe Miller, General Manager at Pocket Toll. This is going to be
Pocket Talk.
Pocket Toll, communication in a global world. All of these shows are going to be on 12 p.m. Pacific.
Yes, 12 o'clock Pacific, Dojo Live. Catch us then. Hopefully, America's throat is feeling a bit better. She's still recovering from COVID, folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Monday. Happy week. See you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Bye for now.
Bye.